One of South Australia's favourite sons is here with his friends, the California Crooners Club. Throw the suits and songs of jazz into a cocktail shaker, add in a splash of R&B, a dash of rap, a double pour of pop, shake it with Hugh Sheridan's swizzle stick, and you get his California Crooners Club. Shaken, stirred and served with Hugh's signature charm, this is a musical cocktail showstopper that rivals the Rat Pack for coolness. We caught up with the uber cool Hugh. We battled loud storms, causing dodgy internet and scared dogs, and had a wonderful chat with this genuinely lovely Adelaidean. You're with Cheryl, that radio chick, and today I'm very pleased to welcome into the Zoom room California crooner Hugh Sheridan. Thanks for joining us, Hugh.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Are you in Adelaide at the moment?
I just arrived last night. I flew in. In fact, I thought I was a bit late for Adelaide because I thought our airport had a curfew, but I got in at 11 p.m.
Well, you look all right for a late night.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
You're an Adelaide boy. Grew up in Millswood.
Yeah.
You don't live here now, though.
No, I don't, unfortunately. But I do spend a lot of time in Adelaide. In fact, I feel like I spend more time here than some of my brothers and sisters who only live interstate, and I live overseas. So, and then I do get back a lot.
Where overseas do you live?
I've just moved to New York, but I was in Los Angeles for the last, 12 years or so. But I did live in New York before that. Yeah, and now I'm back there.
Now, did I read this correctly, Hugh, that you're one of 7?
Yes, I'm number 6 of 7 children. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I usually ask, when did you discover that music, the theatre or opera was your passion? Was it a family trait? Was it in your DNA? But I know Dad was a jazz musician. But
yeah.
When did you discover that it was your thing?
Well, that's a good question. I was very young. I was very, very young, almost before I can remember. I definitely remember when I discovered acting because I was really little and I used to do shows for my family and for the neighbours. This was when I was a little bit older. When I say a little bit older, I was probably about 5. But I would stack the bar stools on top of our kitchen table, like one on top of the other, and then I'd put a curtain rod thing. I'd make curtains and turn the kitchen table into a stage. Mum just thought I was a bit. Well, she must have looked and thought, well, he's definitely heading in one direction, which was entertainment. So they put me into acting classes when I was about 5 at Unley Youth Theatre. It was just a cute little theatre school. I think they were just trying to get rid of the energy that I had, and I really wanted to perform. And so there I could go, and I was only 5, 6, and I loved it straight away. And I worked out pretty early on that was a career because my teachers were adults. I was like, this guy's an adult and he's pretty cool, and his whole life is dressing up and playing. That's why we call it plays, putting on plays and being characters. And I thought that sounded like a pretty good career path from the age of 5. But apparently before that, I already wanted to be a singer from when I was like 3. That's earlier than I can remember, but I guess I saw Dad singing and saw my brothers and sisters all. They're pretty performing kind of family, and certainly when we were younger, they were. There's home videos and stuff where they're pretending. I think there's a home video where I must be just 2, and my sisters are interviewing me and they're pretending that they're on a TV show called, I think in Adelaide it was called Touch of Elegance. Yeah. And that they call it Clutch of Elephants. And they're interviewing me, and I'm only like 2 years old. I can hardly talk. I've got a bottle in my hand and I've got my napkin.
Dummy.
So yeah, I think I was born into this sort of creative and playful environment where we were already pretending to do interviews and things before I could, when I should have been asleep.
It sounds like it was preordained. So the rest of the siblings, are any of them in entertainment too, or are they doing everything?
My sister Zoe has worked in television and on radio here, and she's a voiceover artist and would often get up and sing with Dad when he was performing, as would my sister Meg, who was a DJ here in Adelaide for many, many, many years, still occasionally does. My sister Heidi also was a DJ, but now she lives in Italy, in Sardinia, with her son and her husband. My brother Will lives here in Adelaide, and he fun fact, was actually married to Heather, who's our late artistic director of the Adelaide Fringe. And they have a daughter, Violet, who's my goddaughter. Will is a sound recordist for film and television and has won lots of actor awards for film. And my brother Tom is a lawyer now, but he did study directing. And my little brother Zachary is a playwright, and he is becoming a doctor of philosophy. So it's pretty creative.
Yeah, that's for sure. Mum, I was going to say, what did Mum do? But I think having 7 kids, that might be enough.
She still did tap classes and things like that. So she took us to all the classes. Plus, there was also a lot of sports in there as well. So she was very busy driving to rehearsals and practice and games and performances and all sorts of things.
I totally get that, because we have 5 and we
That's
thought
a
that
lot.
was busy.
That is a lot. That 5, I think anything over 4 is like a lot.
These days,
most people have like 1, 2 or 3. 5, yeah, that's a lot. 6, a lot. 7,
crazy.
Forget about it. Yeah, crazy.
Would you class yourself primarily, are you an actor who sings and dances, or are you a singer and dancer who acts? What's your number one passion, or can't you pick?
Well, I was lucky because, I don't know if I was lucky. I worked my hindy off when I was a kid, because I did start very early, and I performed a lot in Adelaide, all around different amateur theatre companies from a very young age, because I couldn't really get enough of performing. I couldn't get enough of theatre, and I knew early that I had to be good at everything if I wanted to be employed, because my parents were very practical like that, and they were pretty, not harsh, but they were just, they were realists. And my mum wasn't really much of a stage mum at all. I mean, she wasn't at all. She just was not. She would be happier if I didn't do it. And she didn't want me to get my hopes up and then yeah. So she encouraged me to work at it. She said, if you want to do it, you got to work at it. And she knew that I could sing, and she gathered that I could act, but she knew that I couldn't dance at all. But I was terrible. She said, you're going to have to work really hard at that if you want to make it your career. So I said, all right, then you're going to have to support me. And she put me into classes at Terry Simpson's studio. I tried some other schools, and they weren't the right fit. And then I landed at Terry's, and I thought, this is really good. And she worked me really, really hard. And then I asked my mum if I could change schools, do more dancing. I went to the University Senior College, so they were more flexible with the hours. And then after years, like a couple of years of training and auditioning, I got into the Australian Ballet School. So I went there and I did that. And that, I guess, sort of solidified my abilities to sort of be able to do each one. I mean, in the industry, or people call it a triple threat. But I always just say I'm an entertainer. I don't sort of single one out, because I think the greatest entertainers are able to do whatever's required of them. And interesting little facts are, I know I'm rabbiting on quite a lot, but I was in Hollywood. I'd moved into Hollywood, and I was walking down the shops, and you never really go near that area where there's all the stars along the boulevard. And I went into CVS, which is a pharmacy. I came out, and then I saw Frank Sinatra's star right out the front. I thought, how do you like that? I mean, of all the places, putting him outside a chemist, And then I was walking back home, and a few blocks down, I saw another one with Frank Sinatra on it. I was like, that's strange. And then I was talking to someone, and they said, he's actually got another one over there. I Googled it. I went, and he had one for film, one for singing, like for recording, one for television, and one for stage performance.
Is that a record?
I don't know who's got the record, but it was quite common back then for people to be awarded more and more stars, because they would, Cheetah Garland was a great singer and a great recording artist. She had a TV show, and she performed on stage, and she was also in film. So they had different stars for different qualities. So I thought that was a really good way of looking at just a career in entertainment these days. It just depends on what you want to do and what you feel that you can do. And I feel that I can give all of those different qualities. So yeah, I don't really separate dancing or singing or acting or TV or stage or film. I sort of think that they're all part of the same. Yeah, it's all storytelling. It's all just trying to communicate and make people feel something. In this case, with the California Crooners Club, it's to come and feel a lot of joy.
So, Frank, he's a quadruple threat then.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
You are getting the band back together, the California Crooners Club. You guys have appeared in our Fringe before quite a few times. Hugh Sheridan and friends, Emil and Gabe. Are they Aussies or are they friends from the US?
They're both from the US, yeah. Yeah, they're fantastic. So have you seen the California Crooners Club before?
I haven't yet. This is my first time.
Oh, you're going to love it.
We're very excited to see you again. What can we expect this time?
Well, the premise of the California Crooners Club, it was a bit of an experiment. It was an idea that I had in my head, and I was like, I wonder if this would work. I don't know if it would, but I'll try it. And so I brought it to Adelaide to test out this idea, which was essentially when you think of the Rat Pack, you know, you've got Dean Martin, you've got Frank Sinatra, and you've got Sammy Davis Jr. So I wanted to recreate that look, have a band with the same sort of camaraderie and a lot of fun and cheekiness, but really good talent. I wanted great talent. So beautiful harmonies, very interesting arrangements, unexpected medleys of different songs being mashed together, but all ones that you'd be very familiar with. That's part of our traits. And then, of course, Gabe, who I guess represents our Sammy Davis Jr., is also a fantastic rapper. And that was sort of the clincher idea, because I thought, I wonder what it would be like if we were singing Ladies a Tramp. And then Gabe steps out and starts freestyle rapping to the audience. And I thought it sounded pretty good, but it wasn't until we were doing our first performance at the Morlog Library. Gabe stepped out and we were doing, that's why the lady is a tramp. Bum. She do. Look at her, look at us. Do. Do you think we look good in tux? Oh, shuck, I can't do it. That he stepped out and he started rapping and freestyling to the audience, and everybody just started to scream in the audience. Older people, there were young people, there were people in between, they're all different ages, and everyone just went crazy. And I thought, I think I'm onto something good here. And it's been a huge success every year that we've done it since, but we haven't performed in Adelaide since before COVID. So since 2019. So it's been a very long time.
I haven't been watching the clock, Hugh. You tell me when my time's up. So we better talk about these shows. There's 9 of them. You're at the Flamingo in Gluttony on Ryan.
Oh, have we gone too long?
I'm fine time-wise, but I'm just worried about you. Am I holding you up?
No, I'm okay. All right. Yeah.
Just go like this when I need to shut up.
Okay.
Flamingo at Gluttony in Rymel Park from the 28th of Feb through to the 9th of March. It's an hour show. Tickets at Fringe Tickets, and it sounds like you've got all the components that we know and love about California Crooners Club, but some surprises as well.
Oh, yeah. I guess the main surprise is the set list, because we don't really tell anyone what we're doing. And this year is pretty much a brand new show, which is great. That's sort of what I wanted to do, because a lot of the time people come and see a show and then they want to see the same show next year. Like, it's a funny thing in Adelaide, because they know that they love it and they know that they want to see it. And so I do keep some similarities within shows, like some songs, but I figured since we're bringing back the band after so long and so much has changed, I feel like it's great to give a brand new show, but there's a lot of very old school tunes in there. There's a few, you can expect from Olivia Dean, who's on the radio all the time right now, new star, to, don't want to give anything too much away, to you might even hear a bit of Eminem, and you definitely hear some Frank Sinatra. You'll definitely hear, I don't want to give away too much, but we're doing a tribute to the Supremes. But yeah, that's it.
Is that a scoop? You heard it first here.
Yeah, it is, because I don't want to tell anyone. There's a lot of surprising songs, but there's definitely songs that will have felt very poignant last year for a lot of people that you would not expect us to be singing, but we're going to do it. So
awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. I just wanted to remind everybody listening why we love Hugh Sheridan, because you're not just, leader of the pack, the California Crooners Club. You've done so much in your relatively short career. Firstly, some albums. You did The Merriest last year, which was a Christmas album.
It was, yeah. Beautiful Christmas album. I love that album. I was really happy with how that turned out. And it was recorded here in Adelaide with all Adelaide musicians. And I wrote an original song here in Adelaide. I wanted it all to be done in Adelaide for that one, because I felt like a Christmas album, you should do it as close to
Right.
home and as close to all your youthful Christmas memories as you can.
And you did Adelaide boy Paul Kelly's, quintessential
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
song, How to Make Gravy.
Yeah.
I also love the year before you did something big, jazz album recorded with your dad, who's no longer with us.
Yeah, these beautiful recordings. We didn't really record them with the intent of releasing them as an album. It was just by luck. And he really wanted to go back and fix a lot of things in it. But, he was gone too soon. And I thought, no, I want people to hear it. So I released it all. And I think he would have been very happy with how it turned out. But yeah, it was beautiful. I was very lucky to have those recordings with him.
Yes. It reached number 2 on the RE Jazz charts as well. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
it did. Yeah.
Before that, you had Speak Love, which was a sort of a pop soul album, and Solitary Man.
Oh, yeah, with Neil Diamond. Yeah.
Neil Diamond. Everybody loves Neil Diamond. You're a bit ahead of your time because everybody's doing Neil now.
And everybody's doing Neil now. Yeah, I know I was just in the right sweet spot. Now everybody's gone all Neil Diamond crazy, but I got in there first.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see that. If you ever bring that back, I'll see it down the front.
Oh, it was so great. I loved that show. I'm sad I missed it. It was a banger.
Quickly onto musical, theatre and stage. You've done Tick, Tick, Boom, Hair, Newly Discovered. I really love that one, celebrating the life.
Did you hear Honey barkings? Honey, love it.
What sort of a dog is Honey?
She's little. Look at her. She's scared of the thunder.
Oh.
A storm started. Go inside.
Oh, there it is.
I'll pop her inside. Yeah.
There's the thunder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big storm coming.
Yeah. A Newly Discovered one-man show celebrating the life of theatre writer Anthony Newley, who, of course, wrote for Sammy Davis Jr. and Nina Simone's signature hit, Feeling Good.
Yeah.
Are you sort of drawn to that genre of music?
I mean, I really loved doing that Newly Discovered show because he was such a theatrical performer and he wrote such good material. But I'm drawn to all different types. I like to try different things. I'm excited. I'm doing Tick Tick Boom again actually in April up in at the very start of May. I'll go up in April to rehearse it in Cairns, which is exciting to bring that show back. And then later in the year in Adelaide, I'm doing Into the Woods with the State Opera of South Australia. That's not until August, but they're very, very different styles of musical theatre, but both equally good material. I think I'm drawn to really good songs and good material and tricky stuff. They're very hard, but I like doing the hard work because it makes you, it polishes up all your skills, you know?
Yeah. This is a biggie. This is a real biggie. You got the bronze medal as Rooster on The Masked Singer.
Oh, my God. That is so not a biggie. I need to get out of the rain. That was an interesting show. To be honest, I'd been asked to do it a few times. I don't want to say anything bad about the show, but I'd never seen it before. I knew that it was mad and that I had to wear a costume. I'd never even watched it. So apparently I was quite different on the show. I was doing a lot of things that people don't usually do, but I think that's because I'd never seen it. Like I really got into character. Like one time I went out there and I had an egg hidden and I dropped the egg like I'd laid one. Yeah, I did lots of mad things on that show. But I took the show because I was hoping to buy a farm in South Australia down south. Oh,
wow.
Sorry about the thunder.
Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, I wasn't sure whether it was distracting while I was talking. I was hoping to buy a farm down on the Fleurieu Peninsula, and I'd found this piece of land and I'd saved up for it, but I didn't quite have enough and I needed to get a loan from the bank. But you can't get a loan from the bank if you don't have income. Yeah. So it didn't matter that I'd saved up. They wanted to see some income. So the only job that I had offered to me at the time was The Masked Singer. So I took it. And I flew home and I landed on my birthday, which was 30th of June. So it was middle of winter. It was freezing. And as soon as I landed, I got a message saying, unfortunately, we had to sell the farm yesterday.
Oh,
And I was like, but I just needed 1 week. I was so sad. And I was doing the show and I was quite miserable doing the show because I was so upset that I'd missed out on the farm and that I'd signed up to do this show and I was dressed as a rooster.
all of these things make us who we are, right?
That's right. They do.
You are flat chat, and I really appreciate you spending some time with us. I'm going to quickly touch on your TV roles. And, you know, being a rock chick of my vintage, I love that one. You played basses, Gary Beers.
Yeah, Indian Access. That was great. That was a fun one. That was a really fun show. Initially, they had cast me as the manager, and then they found someone that was probably, I think he was more famous at the time, or they thought he was going to be a big star, Damon Herriman. That was a close one. Did you hear that? That thunder, that lightning? Oh, that was very close to here.
What suburb are you in at the moment?
I'm in Dulwich.
I'm in the CBD.
So you're very close as well.
Yeah.
There was no time at all with that lightning then. That was the big one. Anyway, they'd initially cast me in a different role for In Excess, and then just before it started, they swapped it out. And I said, well, hang on. I said, yeah, I've already put aside the time. I've signed the contract. They said, we're going to get you a different role. And I said, which role's that? There's another one. Oh, my gosh, that was a loud one. They're in the middle of a thunderstorm.
You're hearing it first.
Yeah.
A few seconds later, I can hear it here.
Wow, must be close.
Yeah.
They said, well, we've got one more role available and it's Gary Beers. And I said, who's Gary Beers? And they said, the bassist. And I said, fantastic.
Yeah.
And I loved that one. That was great.
Oh.
In Excess was a good one.
You're in The Divorce with Lisa McCune. But the one that everybody's going to remember you by, of course, is
House Husbands. 5 bedrooms. No, Back to the Rafters. That's the one everybody loves. Yeah, I love Back to the Rafters. It was such a good show. It was such a blessing to be able to play Ben Rafter and such a wonderful character that I was able to create with so many other wonderful actors to make such a beautiful ensemble show.
It was. We loved that show. Possibly one of the last really goodies, you know, the really good series.
I think so.
Here's a fun fact. I won a competition, I think it might have been Triple M, Back to the Rafters. Funnily enough, 5 kids. I was pretty much, you know, a shoe-in. And they flew us over to your set. And I don't know, you probably don't remember this, but you were in the backyard of the house around a table doing a read. And we were able to watch.
Oh, my gosh. That's so great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I loved that sort of thing. I loved it when we had people come and visit the set.
Yeah. Everybody has to get onto the Googleometer, grab your tickets to one of the 9 shows. Let's sell them all out. California.
Please do.
Club.
Yeah.
We're going to play some music now. What should we play?
Oh, I think we should play. I wrote a song called, it's on my new album, The Merriest. It's written about Adelaide, for Adelaide, on The Merriest. And it's, oh my gosh, I've forgotten the name of my own song. It's,
but you're right.
Let me start by saying I love you. Horizon and stars shine above you. Let's send it tonight. I got this feeling. If you think that you'll ruin, it's called Loco Navidad, but I wanted to call it Who's Going to Ruin This Christmas? That was the title that I wanted, but we changed it to Loco Navidad because my manager said, I don't know if anyone's going to play it, but I think it's a banger. Written about Adelaide for Adelaide people. And so there's a lot of joy and heart in it, but it's also a realist Christmas song in that its chorus does say, and who's going to ruin this Christmas?
I love that. And I love that it's all about us.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long are you in Australia for?
I'm going to be here until about the 3rd of May now because I've got the Fringe. Then April, I start rehearsals for Tick Tick Boom.
Awesome. Well, look, enjoy your stay in your hometown. Might even bump into you somewhere along the line. I'll certainly see you down the front at the California Crooners Club.
I'll come and find you there.
I'll give you a wave.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll come and find you.
Thank you. Oh, actually, I think I'll see you on Thursday, the gala at Mulva.
Yeah. I think I'm hosting it. So
yes, you are. And I'll be the lady with the cameraman.
Okay, perfect.
We're filming it for an episode of our little South Aussie weekly music show. So
okay, great.
if you don't mind, I might point a camera at you.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you. It's been such a lovely chat.
Thank you. It's been really nice to speak to you, and all the best with all the goings on. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep out of the thunder and lightning.
I know. Big storm.
We need the rain though.
Yeah, we do need the
As long
rain.
as some rain comes with it, we'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye for now.
See ya. Bye.
You are listening to Still Rocking It, the podcast with Cheryl Lee.
So here it is from our very own California crooner, Hugh Sheridan, with my newest, favouriteest Christmas song, Loco Never Dad, from last year's Christmas album, The Merriest.
It's holiday time, no need to fear. But who's gonna try ruin Christmas this year?
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.